a quiet mechanic from rural North Dakota, gradually transformed into one of the most recognizable figures in the automotive restoration world. His journey was not shaped by formal film training or studio backing, but by years of hands-on experience, curiosity, and a willingness to experiment with forgotten machines. What began as simple garage experiments filmed on a basic phone evolved into a widely followed body of work that celebrates resilience, humor, and mechanical problem-solving. Over time, his story shifted from local tinkering to national attention, drawing millions who were inspired by his ability to revive neglected vehicles. Early life and mechanical foundations. Growing up on a farm in North Dakota, Derek Bieri was surrounded by machinery that rarely had the luxury of professional repair services. Harsh winters and remote living conditions meant that broken tractors, trucks, and equipment had to be fixed at home. Under the guidance of his father and grandfather, he learned to interpret engines the way others read books. Sounds, vibrations, and smells became diagnostic tools. This early environment built not only mechanical skill, but also patience and creativity, shaping his belief that almost any machine could be brought back to life with enough effort. Early career and professional experience. Before gaining public recognition, Derek worked in the automotive service industry and later transitioned into corporate roles within parts distribution and retail operation. These positions provided financial stability, but gradually created a sense of detachment from hands-on work. Despite climbing the professional ladder, he felt disconnected from the mechanical world that had originally defined him. The structured environment of offices and meetings contrasted sharply with the tactile problem-solving of the garage. Over time, this internal conflict grew stronger, eventually pushing him to reconsider the direction of his career and personal fulfillment. First recordings and creative turning point. The shift toward content creation began modestly with simple recordings captured on an old smartphone. Mounted in a garage setting, these early videos showed Derek attempting to revive abandoned vehicles using basic tools and improvised methods. There was no script, no professional lighting, and no production team. Just raw mechanical experimentation. Surprisingly, this authenticity resonated with viewers. Early audiences appreciated the honesty of the process, especially the willingness to show mistakes and uncertainties. What started as casual documentation quickly gained traction, marking the beginning of a new creative path built on simplicity and relatability, growth, and audience connection. As more videos were uploaded, a clear identity began to form around the content. The focus remained on restoring neglected American vehicles from past decades, often found in barns, fields, or forgotten driveways. Instead of high-budget restorations, the approach emphasized practical solutions using available tools and affordable parts. Viewers were drawn to the idea that they could attempt similar repairs in their own garages. This accessibility, combined with humor and straightforward explanations, helped build a strong connection with a growing audience that valued realism over polished production. Content structure and philosophy. Each project typically followed a familiar progression: initial inspection, diagnosis of issues, attempts at revival, and finally a road test. This structured format made long videos easy to follow despite their extended runtime. Episodes often exceeded an hour, yet maintained engagement through storytelling and mechanical insight. The presentation style felt conversational, as if a friend were explaining each step in real time. Light humor and self-awareness softened technical complexity, while disclaimers at the beginning of videos helped set expectation. This blend of education and entertainment became a defining characteristic of the work. Recognition in automotive culture. As popularity grew, Derek became a recognizable presence within automotive communities, especially among enthusiasts of drag-and-drive events and long-distance racing challenges. His participation in competitive driving environments introduced him to a broader network of builders and racers who valued ingenuity over perfection. These experiences highlighted his adaptability beyond restoration work, showing an ability to push older vehicles into demanding real-world conditions. His involvement in such events reinforced his reputation as someone who not only revived cars, but also tested their limits in meaningful and memorable ways. Notable vehicle projects. Among the many builds, several vehicles stood out due to their endurance and character. One particularly memorable project involved a heavily modified classic muscle car used in endurance racing, which completed long distances under demanding conditions while still performing competitive quarter-mile runs. Other projects included long-neglected sedans, revived after decades of inactivity, and vintage trucks brought back from near-scrap condition. Each vehicle carried its own story, often reflecting themes of resilience and unpredictability. These builds demonstrated a consistent preference for machines with history, personality, and the potential for dramatic transformation. Expansion into television and media beyond online platforms. Derek expanded into television through a documentary-style automotive series focused on rescuing and restoring forgotten vehicles. The program followed a similar philosophy to his earlier work, emphasizing real-world repairs, rural discoveries, and practical problem-solving. Episodes showcased vehicles ranging from aging pickup trucks to long-abandoned family sedans. The transition to television broadened his audience while maintaining the same grounded storytelling approach. Even with increased exposure, the core identity remained consistent. Simple tools, honest effort, and a focus on bringing overlooked machines back to functional life. Workload, evolution, and creative balance. As both online and television commitments grew, production demands increased significantly. Despite this, the release schedule remained steady, with regular long-form episodes continuing to appear. Managing multiple platforms required balancing filming, editing, travel, and mechanical work. Rather than shifting toward high-volume production, the emphasis stayed on maintaining quality and authenticity. This decision reinforced the belief that consistency and depth mattered more than rapid output. Over time, the work evolved from casual garage recordings into a sustained career built on discipline, experience, and a commitment to hands-on craftsmanship. Conclusion: what began as a personal return to mechanical roots eventually became a widely recognized body of work centered on restoration, storytelling, and resilience. Through simple tools and practical thinking, Derek Bieri demonstrated that forgotten machines could still have value and purpose. His journey reflects a broader message about rediscovery, both of vehicles and personal direction. By staying grounded in authenticity and hands-on problem-solving, he built a legacy that continues to inspire enthusiasts who believe that even the most neglected machines can run again with patience and effort.